This lesson is part of a 24 video series that teaches you the basics of bicycle touring. If you want to see the full course, be sure to check out the links for the full playlist. Let's get started. What's up guys? In this lesson, we're going to talk about choosing the right wheels and tires for your touring bike. After the frame, wheels are the next major component that contribute to the overall ride feel of your bike. Heavy wheels with wider tires roll slower and make the bike feel sluggish, while lightweight wheels and thinner tires provide less rolling resistance, which makes the bike feel more nimble and fast. When it comes to the wheels, you want to go as light as possible without compromising the strength and durability of your wheel. You'll also want your tire to provide the least amount of rolling resistance possible without compromising on its puncture resistance. So that being said, let's look at some of the technical aspects of wheels and tires. The components of the wheel include the hub and the rim, tensioned by spokes and nipples. A good way to size up the strength and weight of a wheel is by counting its spokes. For example, a wheel with 24 spokes would be considered lightweight and best utilized for racing. Compare that to a 36 spoke wheel, which I'd say is the best balance between lightweight and strong and would be perfect for bike touring. Now, weight is also an important factor, so for people weighing closer to 100 pounds, you might be able to run as low as 32 spokes, and for those people closer to 200 pounds, you might need to add a few spokes and run about 40. If you're unsure where you stand, you can always err on the side of caution and go with extra spokes, because in my opinion, the weight savings of a couple spokes isn't worth the hassle of repairing broken ones. And speaking of broken spokes, even the strongest wheels have their weak points, so look for wheels with simple spokes and lacing patterns, which will be easier to repair out in the field. Alright, now let's talk about tires. Our main goal when selecting tires is to look for stability, traction, and puncture resistance. To find the tire measurement, check the sidewall for the two numbers separated with an X. The first number is a reference to your wheel diameter, and the second refers to the inflated tire's width. Your wheel diameter will never change, so when buying new tires, always be sure to match that number up with your old tire. You can choose to change your tire's width according to how you want your bike to handle, but if you get wider tires, just make sure that they have sufficient clearance so they don't rub against the frame or the fork. Moving on, the first feature we'll discuss is stability. And in general, wider tires are going to offer more stability than their narrower counterparts. For my bike tours, I like to run 1.75 to 2 when measuring in inches, or between 28 to 32 when measuring in C, which I feel provides the ideal balance of low rolling resistance and good stability. Next, let's talk about traction. Since most of your riding will be on roads, you don't need a ton of traction. But since the weather conditions can vary, I prefer to use all-weather tires with texture or siping to improve your traction and control in the loose or wet conditions. One of the most popular tires for touring are the Schwalbe Marathons because they feature deep grooves that displace water, but they still roll great. The final feature is puncture resistance, and I think this is the most important feature of the three, because personally, I don't enjoy changing flats all the time. Tires that are marketed as puncture resistant will usually be thicker and equipped with advanced protection features like Kevlar lining. To give you an example, the Schwalbe Marathon Plus tires feature a 5mm protection layer versus the 3mm on regular marathons. Again, keep in mind that the trade-off for getting thicker tires is that they roll slower, but I'd take this trade-off over going fast and changing flats. You'll also want to use conventional tubes over tubeless since they can be easily changed if you have a puncture. Tires also take a lot of wear and tear, so if your bike has old, damaged, or thin tires, follow these guidelines to purchase new ones before your tour, and be sure to match the tire diameter and check that the new tire width will fit your frame. Well, that does it for this lesson, and if you have any further questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you want to see the full 24 video bicycle touring playlist, check out the links, and if you feel like this course has provided you value, consider leaving a donation. I'll leave the links in the description as it helps me create more high quality tutorial content like this. Until next time, I'll see you guys.